Right. Good morning, good evening, everyone. Sorry I got this one out a little bit late. I had to order a new laptop. My old laptop went kaput, so I had to get a new one. And so I've been learning the ropes and trying to get the audio and the screen to work at the same time and then be able to record it so I could put it out on YouTube for you guys. So usually I get these out on Monday, but this week just wasn't happening. So we're at the beginning page over here, and as you can see, coronavirus was last week. This week is Stress Awareness Month, which is really, really great. I think this is a perfect time to have it. This is going to be our weekly assignment. However, we're going to look at this all month because there's nothing better for us to talk about right now than being stress aware. If you go down here to PDF downloads, this is the printable one that I usually go through, you guys. I can either do the printable or you can have the lady read the newspaper to you. I'm going to do this one today just so you guys, parents and everybody, can see how this one looks compared to this one. Because the PDF download, that's just the regular paper that you can, obviously print out. So let's go ahead and do read the newspaper. We'll click on that. And at home, if you do this one at home, let's go ahead and click on that. If you do this one at home, it'll open up and you can make it larger than this. I apologize for the size. I just kind of wanted to show you how this side of the house operated for News to You. So here we get started. I'm going to let her read and then I'll go over the page with you. All right. So, on this side of the house, for News to You, if you go this direction, she will read it for you and highlight everything. And so, I think this is a really good time to talk about stress and being worried. We definitely get worried, especially in a time like this, whenever we see a lot of new news and a lot of things have changed, and we see some people around us that may be getting sick. That can kind of stress us out. Right now, my grandfather, he is getting chemotherapy in the hospital. So we're a little bit stressed out about that, as you could imagine, if you have a parent or you have a loved one in the hospital right now. However, whenever we do FaceTime with him or we do Zoom meetings with him, we can see him there in the hospital, and then and we can see his face, and he's smiling and laughing right along with us, and so that helps us out a lot. So that's something to be aware of. Be aware that you're being stressed, and then we're going to try to talk about ways of lowering our stress. So we need to be aware that we're getting stressed out. And then we need to take action, right? So this month in the U.S. is Awareness Month. And this is really important too. Everyone feels stress sometimes. You're not alone. I had one of my students this week feel like he said he knew he was alone in his stress. And I wanted to make sure that he knew that, man, you are really not alone. There's a lot of people that are stressed. Um, if you're at home, you can touch this button here and it will blow the screen up, and you can see, you can have her read through this and it'll be a much larger projection. So let's go to the next page. You're just going to click that arrow. It'll load up and we'll let her read. Oh, cut it off a little bit quick. But as she says up here, many things at school or at home can cause stress. So there's a lot of things that have definitely changed that can cause us stress. The changes at school or not having a schedule can really bring some stress, right? Homework and test, which I've been really light. Matter of fact, my motto is don't be hard on yourself, you're trying your best. So, homework and tests can cause some stress too. And then trying new things like talking over Zoom, or trying to learn Google Docs, or trying to learn Google Classroom, or trying to text me and trying to figure it out. That can cause you guys some stress, right? Because you're not quite used to it yet. But don't worry, just like everything else, In the beginning, it's a little bit difficult, but after a few tries and you keep trying and you don't quit, the stress really starts to lower. And, at the beginning, we're really having trouble getting on Zoom meetings and really having problems doing that. And now it's like, oh, yeah, just let me jump on this and let me see everybody in the morning, right? So, as long as we try new things, we're going to feel a lot better about what we do. Here we go. So, stress can change your feelings. So, You know, um, you can kind of change throughout the day and you can kind of go through sort of like phases, and different people react differently to different things. Some people leaving school, at first we're really happy, but then after a while we might get a little bit sad and then we could get mad because we're in a situation that we can't control. And that could frustrate us because we are told to stay home and told we can't do things. And that's really frustrating. And then maybe we could get a little bit nervous because we're not quite sure what everything's or how everything's going. And some of us can also experience loneliness because we're kind of isolated, right? And whenever we're isolated, we can kind of get scared because as human beings, we really like to try to like be together and come into a group with one another. And right now, it's not something we can do. So we can't really control that. But what we can do, and I always tell you guys this, is that we can control how we react to things, right? We can't always control our situation, but we can control how we react to things. So that's something that we're going to concentrate on this week and in tomorrow morning's 8 o'clock meeting. That's something that we're going to concentrate on too as well. You may feel less happy or less excited. So there's sometimes you may feel just kind of blah. You don't really feel really happy and you don't feel really excited. You just feel sort of just vanilla, I guess is a way to say it. So let's try to uh, attend our meetings and then we can try to be a little bit more upbeat about seeing friendly faces, hearing friendly voices, and sharing ideas. Okay? That's going to help us out a lot. Okay, moving on. So we did talk a lot about that last week about how stress can change the way that we feel and the things that it can do to our body. So it's very important that you are getting sleep and you're going to bed on time and you're not staying up late. Just because there's not school, you still need rest, and rest is probably even more important now, just because it helps us stay healthy, and that's extremely important right now. So you may also feel like you're eating less food. That's sort of what I'm doing right now is I'm eating a little less food. Uh, or some people, you may eat more food, and nobody's wrong and nobody's right. It's just the way that our body kind of reacts to a situation, and everyone's different. um, so be aware of that, that it can give you headaches and it can give you stomach aches, and there's some things that you can do for that. And we can go on to yoga with Adrian, and we can do some movements, or we can do a little bit of exercise around our house. We can also listen to our favorite music. We can take some deep breaths, or we can put on some quiet meditation, just like we do in class, and we can. Sort of calm ourselves down, lay flat on our backs, and sort of just de stress, right? All right. So she's kind of expressed, those things that you can do. Make sure you're getting really good sleep. And make sure that you're eating healthy foods. You're making good choices with your foods, and you also need to try to discover something that makes you happy. And sometimes that might be the hardest thing to do, is trying to find something that makes you happy. And you may need to find more than one thing that makes you happy, because sometimes we can do one thing that makes us happy, and it becomes kind of comes an obsession, or it sort of gets tiring. So we may need to alternate those things that make you feel happy. Okay, so we talked a little bit about this on Monday about all the people that you can talk to. You can talk to either a friend, a parent. You can talk to me on Thursdays. We sort of have we have circle time after our Zoom meeting. Everybody can stay who wants to, and you can express anything that you want to express in that meeting. And feel free to talk about that, okay? And then school counselor, which what we've been doing is on Wednesday mornings, not Thursday, but Wednesday mornings. We've also been doing some stress relief stuff with Diana and Shelly. So we have Wednesday morning, and then we have Thursday morning too as well. If you want to tune into that, you can talk to your teacher, and we can do a little bit of counseling too to make ourselves feel just a little bit better about what we're going through, because sometimes just expressing or talking about what you're going through will help you get through the obstacle that you see in front of you, or that stressor. Um, and a school counselor does work in a school. And our school counselor is Rachel, right? And I think she's going to come on after spring break and talk with us a little bit. So that'll be great. Yes, it does. So we've talked about Miss Rachel, and she may be joining us after spring break, which would be really great. And counselors and myself and parent can help you feel a little less stressed, just so you can talk about your feelings. Okay. So everybody's a little bit different. Um, as she said, April is a National Stress Awareness Month, so this is a good time to try to answer this bottom question. What do you do when you feel stress? So, what are some things that you do whenever you feel stressed? I know I try to go on a run. I also go into my garden. Uh, when it's sunny outside and I can, I always try to go surf. And I also take my boys fishing. So those are three things that I do when I feel stressed. I either get in a boat, get on a board, or get in my garden or get into some running shoes. So those are my things that I do. And so, like I said, you may need to find more than just one thing to do. It may be four or five things that you like to alternate doing. So that could help you a lot. All right, this is going to talk a little bit about a school counselor. So, your counselor is there just to kind of help you work through any questions that you may have. Not only do they do stress, but they do classes, and then we talk about jobs and colleges and transition, maybe a voc site, something like that. So it gives you guys a couple of options. All right, then we made it to the smoothie part, which is my favorite part. So basically, guys, what I wanted to do is I just wanted to kind of go through how you could do this at home. So whenever you type in the news to you, you can go into current issues here. And then when you get into current issues, you can choose whether you want your higher, simplified, advanced, or text only. I usually stick with the regular. But some of you guys might want to do that. And then down here is where this is where I usually go. It's just the PDF downloads, and this is just sort of the quick and easy version of it, where I kind of scroll through with you guys and read it to you. Should be loading up more than just one page. Not sure why that's happening. Oh, um, kind of weird. It says 2 of 20. I don't know. I'll look into that a little bit different. So let's go see if the higher edition. So you can see the higher edition is a little bit more wording. Oh, there we go. We got some pages. It's loading in right now. So a little less picture, a little more word. Kind of depends on what you want to attack. And then at the bottom here, we have our worksheets as well to do. And you can either write those out. I have a lot of my kids write the answers out on a notebook piece of paper. It's sort of up to you. And then we have a ton of worksheets here as well in PDF form that you can print off and have everybody do. I got like 6 to 69 pages. So there's really a lot here. There's a ton here for guys to do. Okay. So that's sort of our news to you broadcast for Stress Awareness Month. And I want you guys, I'll also do a YouTube on, we have breaking news as well down here. So this is pretty much, looks like every day or every third day they put a little, news snippet on there for you, just a little bit more of a reading variety for you. I think you could do this in PDF form as well. If you scroll down here, we've also got today's weather. So that's sort of like a calendar type thing as well. So they can do today's weather. And this is interactive as well, too. So sorry, I have like 4 kids on Wi-Fi right now. So it's kind of working a little bit slow. They always do. So it's got some jazzy jazz to it. You can pick what day it is. It'll say it back to you. Pick what month it is. And then you can say what day it is. And unfortunately, it is rainy. And it is cold out here in Ramona. You can choose a person to dress if you want to. Just a little bit of an interactive thing and what you're going to need. I always go sweatpants, man. But jeans, because it is kind of cold. And moving on, we got to get her a top and long sleeve shirt. There's a lot of stuff to do on this website, but if you scroll down here on your activities as well, there's a bunch of stuff to do on this if you really want to get into it. And also with this subscription, you can go to Unique Learning System as well. And I'm going to attack that next week as well, because everybody sort of has like a custom little thing that they can do. Okay, so that's it for this week. Just leave down in the comments what you guys would like to see, what you would like to see more of. If you could type it in for me, that would really help me out a lot, because I'm just kind of going by what I hear from you guys and what you guys need from me. So with that said, we will see you guys